Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing tonight? Episode number 370, Drink It Till You podcast, the only podcast that lasts till the last drop. How the hell is your Sunday going? How the hell is your week? Hope everybody's okay. I hope you're safe out there. Got a lot of sports to talk about tonight, man. I'm not missing the NFL even a little bit. UFC, we just had the Four Nations, which we'll talk about. NHL is back. I think like every team played twice this weekend. Stars played last night. They're playing again tonight. So tons of hockey going on. NASCAR, dude. I just finished the race. My dude, my guy, Christopher Bell won today, dude. And I was already becoming a fan of the sport. But to like pick a driver and then actually watch them win a race is like super exciting. Like there's going to come a day where I pick a college football team and they're going to win the national championship, and I'm just going to forever be a fan of that team because of the ride they took me on that season. Hadn't quite happened yet. As you know, I picked Ole Miss last season and they did well. They just, they couldn't win it all. But yeah, dude, NASCAR today was just fantastic. If you watched last week, if you didn't watch last week, I'll kind of tell you what happened. There were just so many wrecks last week that the Toyota team, other than Reddick came in second place, but the Toyota team just didn't do well. And when you don't do well the week previous, your positioning for the next week just isn't going to be great. And that was true for a lot of the Toyota team. And my guy in particular was in 32nd place to start the race, and he just did what he took his time. He moved up, didn't get wrecked, luckily. What's the dude that wrecked him? Custer. Custer got wrecked today. I kind of felt a little satisfaction out of that. Not to say I hate him or anything, but he did take my guy out, like ran him straight into the wall last week. So it was kind of good to see him gone out of the race. But yeah, dude, this exact reason I picked Christopher Bell was not because he drives for Toyota. He could have driven for Chevy or driven for Ford, and I probably still would have picked him. I just like his consistency. And I don't have anything against any Ford or Chevy driver, unless you take my guy out. I would say Blaney is probably my second favorite guy, and he proved why today. If you didn't watch the race, man, he was so close. Blaney was. It was like 13 laps to go, and Blaney got spun out. Luckily, he had control. He gathered control of his car. So he actually ended up finishing the race, and the broadcast was talking about it. Blaney probably had the freshest tires on the track. So, it was going to be a bitch to beat him unless he got spun out, which he did. And you just kind of feel bad for him. He was a little pissed. They played the audio from his car, and he was not too happy, which he shouldn't be. But yeah, he got spun out, and I think he still finished like 5th or something, which is incredible. Like, he's a great driver. If I wasn't a Christopher Bell fan, if he wasn't my number one guy that I picked, Blaney would definitely be my guy. I don't have any bias amongst the brands of car. But yeah, my guy finished first place, coming all the way down from 32nd place. It was exciting, man. He just did what he does. He stayed out of trouble. He just kept moving up. I was getting worried there toward the end. It was like he was in 3rd place with about, I think it was like 13 laps to go or so. And then he drops down to like 7th or 8th. I'm like, no, we're losing it. And then that's when, he comes back and Blaney gets spun out, and it's like 3 laps to go, and it's like he's top 3 on the last 3 laps. And dude, he did it, man. He pulled it off. The caution light came on. He was in first place when that happened. We saw that a few weeks back for the qualifier for the Daytona 500. It was just super exciting, man. And it's just like, it made me even more of a fan. You know what I mean? To see your guy win a race is huge. That's great for the team. That's great for Bell's points. Like I said, Blaney, probably my second favorite driver, even though the way he drives, dude, he should be my number one driver. He's freaking awesome. But yeah, my guy wins today. They get the money, they get the points. I was a little disappointed, honestly. Like, he would have won easily if he had just somebody up there to help him. And as I said earlier, it's like the Toyota team was just starting way back from whatever happened last week, which sucks. We all have to work our way up. But I mean, he was the Lone Ranger. Christopher Bell was up there. There was not a Toyota teammate within like 5, probably 10 positions of him. That's a little extreme. But he was doing it all solo, dude. Imagine if he had somebody behind him. Bubba Wallace, somebody, which, by the way, I love Bubba Wallace's car today. It was very 90s Taco Bell. They're not a sponsor of his, but if you can imagine in your head and you grew up in the 90s, you know exactly what colors I'm talking about. The turquoise, the purple, I mean, that was his car. It was a pretty cool looking car. But yeah, man, Bell could have used a lot of help from teammates. I know they were fighting to get up there, but they just couldn't do it. Ford, I mean, they're just so great at blocking out spots and blocking out the other drivers. It's super impressive, but what's even more impressive is that my guy all by himself won the damn thing. So congratulations to Christopher Bell, man. That was a hell of a race. I'm excited, man. I've got the bug. I've got the itch. And the only prescription, the only cream I can apply is watching more NASCAR. So this first drink is to the winner today, Christopher Bell. If you got him, drink him. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. All right. Moving on. Four Nations tournament. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Canada coming out on top in the championship game. Went to overtime. Connor McDavid left alone in the slot to bury the puck to win the championship. It was a great series. Like I'm a little disappointed that USA didn't win the whole thing, but it was still like so exciting and so fun to watch. Like, I love a lot of those players that are Canadian anyway, you know what I mean? Like, and I've said this a million times before, this is why I am such a fan of so many NHL teams, is because I just support good hockey, you know what I mean? Regardless of if it's my team, like I'll watch two teams that I don't, root for on a daily basis. I'll watch them have a great game. It's just fun. I enjoy good hockey. And this whole exhibition thing, dude, this just generated so many new viewers, I think. And it was really good for the game of hockey. It was really good for the countries. And even coming up short, man, I am so proud. I am so freaking proud of my U.S. team, man. The USA guys were they were on it. They fought hard. They came back. They battled back. They did everything they could within their power to win that thing. And I'm so freaking proud of them. The one guy I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm just kind of bummed about more than anybody is Austin Matthews, man. I thought he was more of a top tier player, and and it's hard too. Like, everybody's playing their heart out. You're playing for your country. You're playing with your heart on your sleeve, maybe a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. So you got to give it up to Binnington. As much as he's one of the players in the NHL I just absolutely do not like, but I will always give credit where credit is due. And Binnington, dude, he stood on his head, as they say, and he saved. I mean, there were 3 opportunities in that game for Austin Matthews to take the lead. I think 2 of them were in regulation and 1 of them was in overtime. And Austin Matthews could have won the whole thing, and there Binnington was to make the save. And, we couldn't pull it off, but leaving McDavid open in the slot was also on Austin Matthews, you know what I mean? Like, he's the one that should have been covering him. He went to the boards instead of staying in the front and covering the greatest player like in the NHL, you know what I mean? Like, it was not good. If there's one guy you don't want to leave in the slot, it's absolutely Connor McDavid, and especially by himself. And I'm not saying it's all Matthew's fault, but he just had some opportunities to be a game changer, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm kind of bummed about him, even though I am proud of him, like they played well. The Kachuk brothers, I mean, they brought it. It was just a great series. Dallas star Thomas Harley becoming a Four Nations champion. He was actually not even supposed to play. I can't remember what happened. I'm sure sickness or injury to the guy he replaced. So yeah, he got that experience, which is super cool for him to bring back to like the Dallas Stars. But yeah, dude, that was a lot of fun. I wasn't really planning on watching the Four Nations. But once I started watching, I was like, okay, this is actually badass. So they're going to do like some sort of World Cup of hockey, I guess, next, which is going to be even more fun, adding more nations to the mix. But yeah, this was great, dude. It was great for hockey. It was great for, as the NBA is like dwindling, it feels like, hockey is on the rise. The NHL is on the rise. And it's a beautiful game. It's why I've loved it for so freaking long. It's a great game. I love the fact that the players can police themselves to a certain extent. You take out my guy's knee, I'm going to come, throw down with you. That's all there is to it. So it's just a beautiful game. It's like the best mix of everything. It's like finesse, plus you got to be tough, plus you got to be conditioned. It's just an amazing sport. So, congrats to Canada. Good job. I'm not upset about it. Like, I was highly entertained the whole time. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait for them to, do something else. Like I said, the World Cup of hockey. That's going to be great, man. It's going to be so much fun. So let's go ahead and have another drink and we'll continue talking a little NHL. Give me 1 second. Cheers. The Capitals, dude, looking tough. 2 games in a row. I think they scored 7 in both games. They beat the Penguins last night. Pretty good. They win tonight by close to the same margin. Ovechkin getting a hat trick today. And by the way, if there's anybody, I've seen a couple of people say something like this on Twitter, kind of giving Ovechkin a hard time for scoring empty net goals. If there's anybody who's earned empty net goals in his career, it's Alexander Ovechkin, man. I mean, just to be in this position, to have this opportunity, he deserves, even if he scored 13 empty net goals to take over the record, I would be okay with that. He's come this far, like, to take that all away from him because there's no goalie in the net, that's so dumb. That's just kind of a testament to how well the Washington Capitals are playing right now. And I was kind of being silly a couple of weeks ago, talking about how if Ovechkin passed Gretzky's record and they won the Cup this season, like, what would Ovechkin do? Would he just retire at the end of the season? I mean, he accomplished 2 huge things. That would be his 2nd Stanley Cup, and he beat Gretzky's record. That's a way to go out, right? And I was just kind of being silly about them. I absolutely think he's going to beat Gretzky's record this season, probably before the playoffs at this rate. But I'm kind of looking at him to be a top contender to win the Stanley Cup this season, dude. They're looking pretty tough. I mean, it's only 2 games coming out of the break, but they're a top team in the NHL. They might be first place. I'd have to look. No, that's Winnipeg. But they're at least top 3, I would think. Having a really good season, and it would be pretty amazing. Obviously, if it's the Capitals versus my Dallas Stars, you know who I'm going for. I would hate to see him win the Cup, but that would honestly be best case scenario, because my Stars would be in the Cup, and losing to the Capitals, I could probably give, on that one, just for the fact that it is Ovechkin. He has had such a great career. It would be a 2nd Stanley Cup. I don't know, man. That's hard to say. He's already got the scoring record, so yeah, let my Stars win the Cup. That would sound a little better. I'm kind of flip-flopping here, but Yeah, Capitals playing really well. We're going to go around the NHL. My Stars are up here again, second night in a row, here in about 30 minutes or so. Let's look at some games. Let's see what happened today, what happened. We'll start with yesterday. I was watching a little bit of that Panthers game yesterday against the Kraken, dude. They're getting so soft with like goalie interference calls. That would have put Florida up 2-1 over the Kraken. I think that was in the third, maybe it was the second. I can't exactly remember. I was watching a lot of hockey yesterday. But yeah, I mean, he didn't even bump the goalie. Like, if he bumps him out of the way, okay, that's goalie interference. He didn't bump him, and they still called the goal back. I was just like, that's just ridiculous. It's a little silly. So let's go ahead and look at what happened yesterday. The Wild over the Red Wings, 4-3. That was in overtime. The Oilers lose to the Flyers 6-3. Capitals beat the Penguins 8-3. The Rangers lose to the Sabres. How do you lose to the Sabres that bad? 8-2. That's a little bit of rust coming out of the Four Nations tournament. That has to be what that is. Predators over the Avalanche. That helps my Dallas Stars 2-1. My Dallas Stars beating the Devils, even though they were starting to come back there at the end of the game. It was worrying me a little bit. My Stars pulled that one out 4-2. The Kraken over the Panthers, as I said. They called back that goal. Panthers could only score one. Technically, in my opinion, they scored two yesterday. Should have gone to overtime at that point. But the Kraken pulled that one out. Leafs over the Hurricanes 6-3. Canadians over the Senators 5-2. The Jets keep rolling over the Blues. Monty and the Blues 4-3. The Blue Jackets over the Blackhawks 5-1. The Ducks over the Bruins 3-2. I wonder if the Bruins are regretting letting Monty go. I mean, as you know, I like Monty. Like, I think he's a good coach. Like, I think he has a lot of good ideas. And now the Blues are starting to kind of come on a little bit, you know. I wonder if they regret getting rid of Monty. Utah loses to the LA Kings yesterday 5-3. Golden Knights over the Canucks 3-1. Moving on to today. See, look at that, dude. The Capitals in 2 games scored 15 goals. They beat the Oilers today 7-3. Rangers beat the Penguins. That's 2 losses in a row for the Penguins, 5-3. Currently happening right now, Ducks versus the Red Wings. Red Wings lead that one 4-2. Devils versus the Predators. Devils lead that one 3-0. Avalanche versus the Blues. Blues are up second period 2-1. Kraken and Lightning. The Lightning are up 1-0 in the second period there. Maple Leafs Blackhawks first period 0-0. My Dallas Stars just starting. I'm trying to skip over that score because I'm going to go back on the app and watch. Let's see. You got the Sharks and the Flames. That should be a good one tonight. You got the Canucks versus Utah. Lots of hockey in these past 2 days. Let's go ahead and look at the standings real quick. Since we did have all this 2-week period of time to not look at standings. Let's see. Over in the Western Conference, let's see. You got the Jets, Stars, Wild. You got the Golden Knights, Oilers, Kings. Kings are actually doing pretty well this season. I'm a little surprised. Moving over to the East, you got the Panthers, Maple Leafs, Lightning. You got the Capitals, Hurricanes, Devils. Let's see in terms of points where that would leave the Capitals with 84 points. Capitals would be leading the league as of today, which is pretty damn good. Yeah, I mean, they're a top-tier team, man. They definitely have a good chance, assuming, they can stay healthy. All that shit the broadcasters say, they're going to go far, I think. So there's a little bit around the NHL. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. And as always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a DoorDash and Uber Eats. They'll bring you beer. They'll bring you wine today on Sunday. Any other day of the week, they'll bring you liquor if you really need it. Just not smart, not safe to drink and drive. Stay out of trouble there. What else do we have to talk about? Oh God, dude. This video, I can't stop. I'm addicted to watching this like 10-second clip. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was, and people are kind of getting a little out of hand with the drones, but I guess Drake, the artist, was like up in some penthouse in in Australia. He's like on the top floor. You know, he's got the whole place to himself. He can afford shit like that. And somebody flies a drone all the way up to the very top to where his floor is, and his back door to the patio is open. He has his laptop sitting on the table outside, and the post was like, oh, look, somebody's drone caught Drake gambling. And it's like, who gives a shit? I don't care if he gambles. That's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it. But the funny part of the video was, and Drake's not up there. He's like inside doing something. Who knows? But so the drone's outside on the patio, just kind of hovering there, looking at his laptop, which is super like, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that because, I mean, that's his personal business. You wouldn't think somebody could fly a drone up there and do what they did, but they did. I bet that's the last time he leaves his laptop open out in on the patio. Even being on the highest floor in this building, it's like you're still not safe, dude. People are still like paparazzi. Who knows who it was flying the drone? But anyways, the laptop was left unattended outside on the table on the patio. And here comes Drake outside, and he's just like, do, and he comes out the back door, and he's like kind of like shocked to see this drone like flying up above the patio. And he's like, what the hell? And he steps inside the door, and he grabs a flip-flop to, like, I guess, throw at the drone and knock it down. And he actually does it. He throws from the top floor, he throws the flip-flop at the drone. But it is one of the most pathetic throws I've ever seen a human being. Not even a grown man. A human being. This was one of the worst throws I've ever seen in my life. Like, this dude has never thrown a baseball in his life. This dude has never thrown a football in his life. Who throws like that? You have to go watch the video, dude. It is the worst. I would coin it the worst throw in human history, dude. My daughter hit me with a snowball during Christmas time, and she threw better than he does. She's 5. You know what I mean? Like, it was just the fun. I can't stop watching it. I can't stop watching the clip. It is just such a horrible throw. And somebody, I actually saw today, somebody actually found the flip-flop that he threw. I mean, it just floated all the way down and like fell in some water. I guess there's like a waterway somewhere over there. And yeah, dude. One of the worst throws in human history. Like, it was so bad, man. It was kind of like embarrassing for him, I'm sure, you know. But yeah, I feel a little torn about it. I think it's kind of funny that someone flew a drone up there to kind of like spy on him, but at the same time, it's like, dude, just leave him alone. Like, he wasn't bothering anybody. Granted, he did leave the laptop out on the table, but I mean, who would have thought someone's gonna fly a drone up here and look at my gambling habits? You know what I mean? Like, that's his personal business. But yeah, I bet he doesn't do that again. It was just pretty wild. But the throw, I mean, 100% I know how to feel about that. It was just awful. It was one of the worst throws ever. So you got to go watch the video. Moving on to what I've been watching lately, aside from all these sports and all these races, man, it's like this show I've never heard of before. I had a couple of people at work telling me about it. It's called Resident Alien. I guess it came out on the Sci-Fi Channel. Dude, this is one of the funniest. And I'm not gonna lie, if you've seen the show, when I first started watching it, like episode 1, you know, I'm sitting down with my food. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. Everybody's saying it's a good show. I almost turned it off in episode 1. I was like, I can't believe this is what the people I'm working with are watching. This is so stupid. Like, I don't like this at all. But then I started watching episode 2 and episode 3, and dude, it just got funnier and funnier. Basically, the premise is he's a alien, obviously, and he's here to destroy the Earth. But when he came down to Earth, his ship got wrecked, and he's missing pieces that he needs to actually do his mission. So obviously he couldn't be walking around on the earth and just be in alien form. So I guess he had to kill somebody in order to take over their body, and just kind of blend in with the human race. So he kills the guy, he takes over his body, he lives in his cabin that the guy was living in, just to kind of blend in while he's looking for his stuff to like repair his ship and basically destroy the earth. And it's freaking hilarious, dude. And like I said, that first episode, I was like, this is some bullshit. I'm not watching this anymore. But I'm glad I did, because I stuck it out in episode 2. It got funnier. Episode 3 got even funnier, and I'm like in season 2 now. I think I'm on season 2, like episode 3. It's a really good show. I really enjoy it. The thing that kind of turned me off to it was the way the alien looks. Because they show him, in human form, but sometimes you'll like see him in a reflection, and you'll see that he's, actually an alien. Like our human eyes can only see him as the human form, but he's, obviously actually an alien. But it's just a really good, hilarious freaking show, dude. And I'll just give away one scene, and I won't say, I love the misdirection of this scene. This I had to rewind it. I kept cracking up. But there's one scene where, he's like new to Earth. He just takes over this human's body, and he doesn't, he's like getting hungry. He's like, what do I eat? And, what do these people eat? And all this and that. And he's just kind of walking around, and he stumbles into this barn, and he sees a cow over there. And he's like, oh my God, like his eyes get all wide, and he kind of like gets this like mean, evil look on his face. You're thinking like, oh shit, he's about to just like eat the cow, he's like super hungry. We don't know what aliens eat, so you would assume he eats the cow. But in the next scene, he's like underneath the cow, like with his mouth like suckling at the cow's teat. Oh dude, I about fucking died. I rewound it like 4 different times to watch it. It was so damn funny. The way they played it up, to make it look like he was about to eat the cow, was so damn funny. But highly recommended, dude. I'm ready to I think they're coming out with season 4 here in like a few months or something. I'm gonna finish up till season 3, and then hopefully by that time, season 4 will be out, and I'll be able to watch the new season and be all caught up and be able to kind of talk to the people I work with about it. But yeah, dude, it's just a good show. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I do, but it's really damn funny, dude. There's like a kid in the show that can, for whatever reason, he has some genetic thing to where he actually sees the alien instead of the human form, the human front that he's putting on. It's just good. You'll have to watch it. It's really interesting. But that's what I've been watching aside from all the freaking sports. So let's go over UFC, and we'll end this episode for tonight. That last main card, I'm sorry, the main event on the main card, Yadong versus Cejudo. Is that how they said it? Cejudo? Dude, that was such a weird ending to a fight, man. It's like Yadong, just kind of like putting his hand out, poked. I keep forgetting how to say it. Cejudo? He poked him in the eye. He poked him in the left eye. And he actually started bleeding in his eye. And he's like, one of the round ends, like round 2 ends. Or maybe it was round 3 ends, and he's like, I can't see. He's like complaining to his coach. He's like, everything he's throwing at me, I can't see. Like my left eye is blurry. And the coach is like, you're bleeding in your eye. And so the doctor comes in to look at it, and they actually stop the fight before someone got KO'd or submitted. They stopped it in the 3rd round, and Yadong won the fight. But it was like one of the weirdest endings to a fight that I've ever seen, due to an eye poke. And I was thinking that Cejudo was going to win the fight. I thought, from what I was watching, that Cejudo was winning the fight. But yeah, Yadong ended up winning the fight. And he actually apologized to the crowd. He's like, I'll do better next time, and I'm sorry we didn't get to finish this fight. And he wins for the night. But yeah, it was just kind of a strange ending to the main event of the night. I've never seen one end like that before. I'm sure they have, but I haven't seen it. So that was kind of a little upset. I mean, the crowd was very upset. You know, they wanted to see the full fight. They had been there all night waiting for that main event. But I thought the eye poke would be enough for them to take the victory away from Yadong, but they didn't. So he gets the victory. And yeah, they have to move on from there. Both fighters just respected each other, which was super great. You had Allen versus Hernandez. Hernandez wins that by decision, round 3. You had Font versus Matsumoto. Font wins that one by decision. Who were the guys that were fighting at one of the guys was just being such a bad sport. Like, after the fight was over, and he came over and, like, they announced the other guy as the winner, and he came over and, like, pushed the dude. I was like, oh, dude, that's not cool. Who was that? Was that on the prelim card? I can't remember exactly. Dude, I mean, I was all over the place this weekend, dude. I was, like, flipping to UFC, flipping over to hockey game, flipping over, like, anything I could watch was, you know, with a little bit of Resident Alien mixed in there. Who were the guys that were pushing on each other after the fight? Oh, okay, I think it was... No. One of the guys I really liked was Malik. He fought a guy named Klein. Dude, Malik is freaking dangerous. They're middleweights. For a middleweight, Malik just looks like a heavyweight, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. He looks like a big freaking dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember who it was. Was it Veretinikov versus Vanderford? I think those were the guys that kind of got into it after the fight. I don't exactly remember, but yeah, you can look it up on Twitter. It was just not good sportsmanship. And everybody's saying in the comments, I mean, Dana White's not going to put up with that. He's going to kick that guy out of UFC. So you got to be able to control your shit, man. I know passions are high. I know everybody wants to win, but you got to be a good sport about it. Otherwise, you're just not going to last very long, you know? You have to just, like, know that the other guy was just better on that night, you know? And move on. Learn from it, get better from it. But, yeah, to go across the octagon and push the other guy, it's just not cool, you know? And a lot of people were being goofy in the comments. They're like, it's almost like he should have fought him. It's like, yeah, he should have... used that anger during the fight, but he just couldn't beat the guy. He was just better than him that night. So anyways, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys for listening. As always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber, treat yourself to a Lyft, treat yourself to a DoorDash, an Uber Eats. Just be safe out there. Let's take our last drink. If you got them drinking, bottoms up. Cheers. All right, I will talk to you all next week. I love you all. Bye.